What up, Homedawgs? My name is Gokey Gamer, coach of the Milwaukee Medichams, and welcome everybody to week 6 of the NBBL, where this week we're going to be going up against Vinny, coach of the Kirum country. Here are the teams. Overall, I'm very scared about this game. This is a rain team, but I'm actually not too scared of the rain team. I'm scared of mainly Rhyperior, Shaman, Mismagius. Both of those I'm mainly scared about, and Delphox. We are going to see a Fire, Avalugg, and Fighting Mismagius, which is very interesting to me. So, I'm very excited about that. We're going to see Avalugg, Mismagius, Rhyperior, Delphox, Fortress, and Shaman. This is basically the 6 that I was expecting. This was the 6 I was expecting. Glad not to see Dashbun. Okay, this is very interesting. So I'm very tempted to lead Prince. I think Prince is a pretty solid lead here. It's good against most things that's not Delphox, I think. Let's see, Terra Fighting Mismagius is very interesting. I wasn't expecting the Terra Fighting, although I guess that makes sense probably for Cryogonal, and maybe also for the FARIGIRAF, so I guess it helps against both of those. I'm actually, speaking of FARIGIRAF, FARIGIRAF's not a bad lead here either. I do kind of like FARIGIRAF here. I think it's pretty solid. I could even lead Golurk as well, just to fire off a hit. I think when okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to lead Pheasantipity. I don't think Pheasantipity is very much needed in this matchup. It's mainly here just because of the Overcoil that didn't show up. So we're going to do with this. Good luck, have fun to my opponent. Let's freaking do this. And hopefully we come out on top, because this is a very important game for both of us. So we're hoping for a win. Alrighty, so we are going to see as the lead, we're going to see Ball, that's going to be Fortress. I'm okay with this. I'm just immediately going to click Heat Wave, I think, versus this. I don't think there's any reason that I don't here. I think that's just, yeah, very free button click. I was wondering if this was going to be a lead. I will click Heat Wave here. I'm not going to overthink it. I'm not going to overthink it here. Alright, we are going to see a Heat Wave, so it is going to be that berry. That's fine. We're going to fire off a Heat Wave here. Still does a big chunk of damage, so that was a crit. I'm so sorry about that crit. And we get the burn as well on top of that. That's crazy start to the game. Holy. So I'm curious to see if you're like Gyro Ball. No, you're just Spikes. Okay, so you're sending Malayer Spikes. That's fine. I don't have Rapid Spin here, so it is what it is there. But Fortress already getting severely weakened is really great for me. I'm a big fan of that. I'm just going to click Heat Wave again. There is zero reason for me not to at this point. I'm hoping to keep Spikes off the field as much as possible. I do not have Rapid Spin on Cryogonal, so it is what it is there. We are going to see the swap. That makes a lot of sense. I think Delphox is going to come in here on this Heat Wave, which would make sense. We're going to see Horns switch in. What is Horns? Oh, it's Rhyperior, actually. So Rhyperior is going to switch in. We're going to fire off that as well. Not very effective, which makes sense. We are going to see Leftovers. Okay, so I'm very glad to know that you're not the one thing. That is very solid information to have. I think I'm going to click U-turn here, because I think you're going to stay in. I think that makes a lot of sense. This is the part where I really wish I had Cryo Terra already, because Terra Steel Cryo is my switch-in for this, but unfortunately that's not the case. We are going to go ahead and swap out. This is a very good situation. Honestly, I think I might go Golurk here, because Golurk is pretty tanky as is, and I'm hoping to catch something off guard. I don't know what the switch is for this, but I'm hoping to catch something off guard. So I'm going to go into Golurk here. I don't think you can really touch me. You're going to do a lot of damage to anything now in my team, so I don't want to risk going for, like, the rocks. We are just going to see Niku, so I could have easily gone to Cryogonal there, which is unfortunate. It is what it is, but we are going to see that. That's fine. I'm going to go ahead and click Shadow Ball, because there is no switch into this, and I'm hoping I can catch something off guard. If we can get the Mismagius, that would be phenomenal. It's still going to do a lot of damage to this as well, so I'm okay with this. And yeah, this is the part where I kind of wish I had Grass Knot at this point, but also there's an Avalugg there too that's Terra Fire, so it's not the end of the world. This is honestly this is a decent situation for me. Basically, if they stay in and let Golurk go down, which it seems like they will, we are going to fire off this Shadow Ball here. Bada bing, bada boom. Does a lot of damage. Love to see that. We're going to see another EQ. Okay. So, unfortunate, it is what it is, but now I just go into Cryogonal and I click Terra Steel, and that's the end of that. That's just basically what I do here. There is zero reason for me not to do that, and I think I can just click Flash Cannon, just to deal as much damage as possible. I like that a lot. Actually, there's not really any check to a Steam Eruption from this thing. So I could just switch into this and... No, I'm gonna... Okay, hold on, let me think. I think I do need to go Triggered, actually. I need to go Triggered here, specifically because of the fact that there is, like, I don't have a check for this. This is my check for Terra Rhyperior, or not Terra Rhyperior, but this is my check for Rhyperior. So I think, yeah, this is my play. I don't need to Freeze Dry here. I think I just Flash Cannon, so I'm gonna do that. Terra Steel Flash Cannon here, so that way I burn my Terra and get this thing off the field. If they go into Delphox, that's fine. It's not ideal, but we'll make it work. We do have FARIGIRAF in the back for Delphox specifically, so we are going to stay in. They are going to stay in versus us as well, so I think they might be clicking Hammer Arm is my assumption here, but we should be able to tank it, which is really solid information to have. and we're gonna fire off a big hit against this Rhyperior. So Flash Cannon, bada bing, bada boom. We will hopefully do a lot of damage. Badooshkis. Oh, we just picked up the kill. That's great for me, actually. Oh, another crit. I'm so sorry. I am genuinely really sorry. That crit mattered, I'm sure. I am so sorry about that. That is unfortunate. I am really sorry. That is very unfortunate. I'll gladly take it, though. That is pretty good for me. That is pretty dang good for me. We could, I don't think Fortress comes in because I can just click Rapid Spin versus that, so I don't think that comes in because I don't have revealed Rapid Spin, obviously, but I could have it in the back. So I don't think they're going to reveal that here. I think Delphox is going to come in. Here's my assumption. So Delphox is most likely the check. I am Utility Umbrella because I was a bit afraid of, like, if they brought rain, then I had Sunny Day on Volcanion, and I was a bit scared of Delphox being able to take advantage of the sun, so that's why I had Utility Umbrella on my other guy, but it is what it is. Nothing much we can do there. My opponent's definitely thinking we're going to see Mage switch in. That is going to be the No, that's actually Mismagius. Interesting. So you might be clicking the Terra Fighting button now, which is interesting. I think here, then, what I do, I could go into Fez. I do like going into Fez here. You could be going for a Psyshock. I think I'm going to go into Fez, and then I'm going to go for a U-turn, I think. Because I think we might be going for the Terra Fighting play. If you're Calm Mind, then that's a bit of a problem, but we'll make it work. Alrighty, so we're gonna switch into Pheasantipity here. We're gonna get hurt by the spikes, that's fine. Let's see, your Mystical Fire. Okay, so your Mystical Fire, and you actually did not Terra. We get a crit of our own, but that's fine. I'm okay with that. I'm expecting a Psyshock here. That is going to be the play that I expect. I'm just going to click U-turn. I don't really care. There's a number of things I can click Roost on, so that's fine. I think this is my correct play. I feel pretty confident in this. You could be going for a Psyshock, and you could pick up the kill. I don't know if that tells me a lot of information about this set, unfortunately, but it doesn't seem to be, like, offensive, Mismagius. You are Mystical Fire, which is good to know. It seems like, I mean, you probably are offensive. Maybe you could be, like, Specs, actually. You could be Specs Mismagius, which also makes a lot of sense. Specs Mismagius makes a lot of sense in my team. We're gonna see Loaf. Loaf is the, whatchamacallit, the Avalugg. Okay, Avalugg comes in here. That's fine with me. We're gonna fire off a U-turn here. That is great. And we get the poison off. I am so sorry. I'm definitely getting a lot of hacks here. Granted, I also got a crit, so, or, like, they got a crit against me, but, you know, it is what it is. I think here, can Steampunk, what can Steampunk do against Avalugg? Doesn't quite kill, unfortunately. So I think what I might do is I might go into Duraludon, actually. I do like going into Duraludon here. I could also go into... what do I do here? Honestly, I do still like the Duraludon play because I can just nuke you with a Draco. Like you're still not going to want to tank a Draco. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to go into this and I'm going to go for a Draco Meteor. I think that's a pretty safe play for me to make. Body Press, if your max defense, does 43 to 51% to me. So that is damage I'm willing to take here in order to nuke this thing off the face of the earth. And if you Terra, that's even better because I think you probably are going to Terra in order to avoid dying to the Flash Cannon from this. Either that or you're going to swap here. So I think Draco Meteor makes a lot of sense. I could also set up a light screen just to get it set up, but I don't think that's necessary. I'm gonna go for a Draco here. And they could also sack off Fortress too. They could definitely sack off Fortress. That would make a lot of sense to me as well. We're gonna see though, if Mismagius comes back in, that's actually really good for me because I have Heavy Slam for that specifically. So I'm very okay with that. Also, if Mismagius comes in and Terras, that means Avalugg can't Terra, or if this thing Terras, that means Mismagius can't Terra. Both of which are pretty ideal situations for me. Basically, whenever we burn the Terra, that'd be phenomenal. We are going to see the swap here, so I'm very curious to see what the check is for this. It's going to be Rodent. Rodent is going to be the Shaman, possibly? It is going to be the Shaman. Very interesting. So we're going to fire off a Draco. Boom. That's a lot of damage, actually. Okay, let's see here. Also leftovers as well. Heavy Slam, unfortunately, isn't going to kill. It seems like this is pretty offensive, so I'm going to go ahead and swap. I think I'm going to swap into Triggered here. If you are Leech Seed, that's slightly annoying, but it's not the end of the world. Yep, we're going to go into Cryogonal. That is great for me. I could go for Freeze Dry here. I could also click Flash Cannon. There's a few things I can do here that are pretty free. So I am okay with this. We could see an Earth Power. We're going to see a Synthesis, actually. That's fine. I'm okay with this. This is fine with me. Okay, so, do I go for... I think I'm going to attack what's in front of me. If the Avalugg comes in... I don't think the Avalugg comes in, because I have revealed Flash Cannon. I think it's going to be Delphox, most likely. And if Delphox comes in, that's fine as well. I'm going to click Freeze Dry here. We're going to see a C-Flare, so they do opt to stay in, actually, and it does diddly squat to me. So we're going to do a lot of damage to this thing. The Special Defense partially fell. That's fine. I'm okay with that. We're going to fire this off, because you can't take 2 from me. You cannot take 2 from me. So that is really, really massive for me. I'm just going to click it again. I do not care. I'm just clicking it again. That is what I am doing. Because if you click Synthesis, we're winning this war of attrition, ultimately, I think. And if you go for Seed Flare, A, you have a chance to miss. B, I think you might just straight up die to that. So this is a really good situation for me. And if the Fortress comes in, Fortress is still taking a lot of damage from this, and I don't think Fortress will be able to take 2. So that'll be really nice as well. Fortress is basically a sack at this point. That's all it can really do. So this is just a really solid situation for me. This also reveals that we have bulk investment as well. It reveals that we're not speedy. So this is most likely an offensive Shaman. That is my assumption anyways. I think that makes sense. So this is an okay situation for me. Again, this Vdef drop does suck, but we should be able to tank another one. Yeah, Seed Tech and Seed Flare. We're gonna see a Baton Pass actually. So Baton Pass, that's fine. So that's at half. I don't think you're gonna be able to tank a Draco from me at this point. So that's very interesting. We're probably gonna see the Delphox switch in which case I switch into FARIGIRAF. FARIGIRAF is going to go for possibly an EQ or something else. We're gonna see Mage actually, so that's gonna be Miss Magius. I'm okay with Miss Magius taking chip damage here. Miss Magius taking chip damage here is phenomenal for me. So yeah, I'm okay with that. I am so super okay with that. Last time they went for Mystical Fire. This time I think I'm going to go into Inside Out because I'm very curious as to what they opt to go for here. They could go for Terra Blast. I don't think they do because last time I went into Fez. I'm worried. I think they might be choiced, and I think they're going to go for Psychic or Psyshock this time is my assumption. So I'm going to go into FARIGIRAF and see what they want to do here. Hurt by Spikes is not ideal, but yeah, we are going to see a Psychic Noise. The Psychic Noise, that does diddly squat to me. That is great. Absolutely love that. That is fine. I'm okay with not being able to heal here. I will go ahead and fire off a Nightshade. That's just general good chip against everything. We're gonna see, I think if you switch out here, then you're definitely choiced. That is my assumption, and I really think that this thing is choiced. I have a gut feeling that this is choiced. Yeah, we're going to see the swap here. I definitely think Miss Magius is choiced at this point. So we are going to go ahead and see Ball. That's going to be the Fortress switching back in. So you might just die here, I think. Nightshade, bada bing, bada boom. Beautiful. Yeah, you'll die to the burn. That's great. So Fortress is gone. That's no longer a usable sack. Love to see that. There we freaking go, baby. All right, and we're no longer prevented from healing as well, which is also really, really solid. So my guess is Avalug is going to be the switch here, I think. I think that makes the most sense. FARIGIRAF looks really good into the rest of this team. FARIGIRAF walls Delphox pretty well. It also does decently against Miss Magius and Shaman. Volcanion can at least tank a hit from something and nuke in return. So basically, once we get certain things weakened down, I think Volcanion can also just win. Overall, this is definitely not a bad situation for me. We're not in a bad situation at all here. We're gonna see Rodent. That's going to be the Shaman coming back in. Now, I am Sap Sipper. I don't know if they know this, though. I don't know if they know I have access to that. I think they're going to go for Synthesis. I think that's what their play here. I don't think they Seed Flare. The nice thing is the combination of this and my Cryogonal both, like, basically just completely check Shaman, which is really, really nice here. That's another reason why I wanted to Terra Cryogonal as soon as possible. Obviously, the spikes are slightly annoying, but it's not the end of the world here. We're gonna send in Triggered, bada bing, bada boom. Let's see if they go for like a Seed Flare. They do go for a Seed Flare, and they do land it again. That's fine. I'm okay with that. That is fine. We do get this Vdef drop again, which is slightly annoying, but we should still live a hit. I think here, do I want to switch out? Yeah, I think I kind of do. Just in case they go for another Seed Flare, I'm going to reveal the Sap Sipper tech now. Slightly annoying, but it is what it is. Nothing much we can do about it. If you go for Synthesis, that's fine. We can go for a Wish. We can do a couple of things here. Very interesting that this was the check, so I'm very curious to see, like, what they want to do versus this Inside Out. Let's see. Hurt by the Spikes, that's fine. We're gonna see a Seed Flare, so we reveal the Sap Sipper this time as well. Perfect. Love to see that. So, I think really the only thing that can check this is the Avalug, because, like, Shaman, I don't have Psychic Noise, unfortunately, but I don't think Shaman can really do that much damage to me. Like, I don't think, like, yeah, I don't think it's gonna be able to do that much damage. So I think we're basically able to fire this off for free. We're gonna see an Earth Power here, that's fine. Does a small chunk of damage, yet that is okay with me. We're gonna fire off a Wish here to get back up to at least near full. So we've basically revealed at this point that, you know, we're fine. We're gonna start dealing some chip damage as well, just to help negate the lefties. And we're gonna get back up to a decent amount of HP. We're gonna fire off a Nightshade as well. If they go into Delphox for whatever reason, then we're set up really good to fire off a surprise Earthquake. If we see Avalug, then I could go for something else. I don't know if they want to Terra Avalug here. We are gonna see the swap, so we're gonna get some chip damage on something. Let's see what it is. It's gonna be Mage. The Miss Magius is coming in. I'm very okay with getting more chip damage on this. That is fine by me. We're firing off a Nightshade, bada bing, bada boom. That's a lot of damage, holy. So I'm just going to fire it off again. We're back up at full. We revealed the Nightshade tech. I'm clicking it again. I've already revealed the Nightshade tech, but yeah, this is a really good situation for me. I'm very happy with this. Getting damage off on Miss Magius is absolutely phenomenal here. So there's not much here that wants to deal with this FARIGIRAF at this point. Avalug's really the only Pokemon, and Avalug is not that reliable here. So I'm looking pretty, I think I'm looking pretty good, honestly. I'm really liking my odds now at this point. We're gonna see a Mystical Fire, that's fine. So they might be able to tank a hit here. They might be able to. We're gonna fire for Nightshade. Are they able to tank one more? They are not. So Miss Magius goes down. Absolutely phenomenal. Miss Magius was the scariest Pokemon into my team. So this is just phenomenal for me that this went down. So if the whatchamacallit comes in, it's gonna be Oni. That's Delphox, I think. Yeah, that's Delphox. So hold on a second. Delphox. I'm going for an Earthquake. I'm going for an Earthquake. It has a chance to kill straight up. I'm clicking Earthquake here. Absolutely phenomenal. I love that's there. We're gonna see an Agility. By the by, I am clicking Earthquake here. I'm revealing that tech, and you are going to drop. You are gonna drop, baby. Ah, so close. All right, are you weakness policy? You're not, but that also reveals that you just die. We're Nightshading here. That is fine. Let's go! FARIGIRAF putting in work. A Flamethrower, that's fine. Oh, that does a lot of damage, though. Holy. And we do get burned. Unfortunate. Yeah, that's unfortunate, actually. That does kind of suck. We see the Life Orb chip, so Delphox will take itself out. That's fine. I'm okay with that. Delphox was another big threat that's gone. Flamethrower is super spammable, actually. Flamethrower is insanely spammable at this point. So I think what I might do is I might go into, if this goes down, I might just go into Volcanion at this point. And we're gonna see Rodent. That's gonna be the Shaman. So I think what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to click Nightshade, and then I'm going to click, I'm just gonna let this go down and then go into Volcanion and spam Flamethrower. That's what I'm going to do here, because there's not much that you really want to do versus me. We're gonna see Nerf Power, that's fine. So Volcanion versus Shaman. Let's see here. Yeah, Flamethrower is going to absolutely nuke you, and it's going to nuke the Avalug as well, so you don't want to switch out here. So this is just a very, 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 very good situation for me. We're going to go into Steampunk here. Not even going to overthink it. We have Duraludon in the back with Draco. We have a whole bunch of other threats. I don't think Avalug can win this game on its own, especially since it's already poisoned. I'm clicking Flamethrower here just so that way I can deal some really solid damage against something, whether it's this or something else. Like, we're mad chilling at this point. Seed Flare could miss. Earth Power could do a lot of damage, but that is what it is. I'm very curious to see what they want to do here. Yeah, they're gonna see a Seed Flare, so that's fine. It does land, but it doesn't do that much damage, but this Death Drop is unfortunate. We're gonna fire Flamethrower here. Bada bing, bada boom. Let's go! We just pick up the kill. We just absolutely pick up the kill here. That's amazing. Holy crap. Alright, let's go. That is GG's for us, I think, at this point. Avalug is the last Pokemon alive. I definitely want to preserve Differential, though. So what's my best way of preserving Diff? That is the question here. I think I'm going to go into Fez. I'm going to go into Fez here just because I want to try to burn your Terra. You're poisoned, so you're toxic on top of that as well, actually. So this should be fine. I want to try to burn the Terra. That's my main goal here. We're hurt by the spikes. That's fine. I know it's probably slightly annoying, but it is what it is. I think this is just the best thing for me because I want to try to preserve this. So I apologize to Vinny in advance. I'm preserving the differential here. That's my main goal, but let's go. We love to see it. I'm getting back in my groove. I've won the last couple of games that I've played, so we're looking pretty good. Earthquake is a really good play, so if they pick up the kill here well on them, they do pick up the kill. Really well played. Pheasantipity goes down, but then I just go into Volcanion and I click Steam Eruption and I win the game. So that's kind of what that comes down to. Also, Cryogonal Walls as well, Duraludon Walls. Actually, does Duraludon pick up the kill reliably here? It might. I'm not too sure, actually. Let's see, Avalug. Does not quite, so I think going into this Pokemon is more reliable, so I'm going to do that. And I'm just going to click Steam Eruption, and that's pretty much GG's. Yeah, Steam Eruption, bada bing, bada boom. We could miss, and if we do miss, that's all good and well, but yeah, we do land, thankfully. Let's go, GG's. Massive victory for not just me, but also my team. I think I look really good in making playoffs at this point now, because basically a lot of this was like me and Vinny. Me and Vinny were this is a fight for a playoff spot, basically. And I think at this point, I might be guaranteed. I'm not sure at this point, because a lot of people that are lower than me are people that I beat. So adding Vinny to that list and knocking him down, I think, will help me out a lot in my playoffs push. And then also we're going up against Necrostevo. And Necrostevo, while he can't pass me differential because he is currently last, unfortunately, if I beat him, that also helps not me and my team. So this is really, really massive for all three of us, me, Carlos, and Sin. So really, really good. GG's to my opponent once again. Really, really well played. I did get pretty lucky with hacks, but also they got a lot of Seed Flare drops. I think every single time Seed Flare hit, it got a defense drop, I think. Like, so that's pretty massive. It's a 40% chance, but still. So I think overall, I would say the hacks were fairly even, I think. So I'm okay with that. Obviously, my hacks were very crucial. I will say my hacks were extremely crucial, but we still take those. We'll absolutely take those. Thank you all so much for watching. I really, really hope you all enjoyed. If you guys, if Vinny uploads, his link will be down in the description below, as well as his side of the battle, so be sure to check it out. And yeah, we're still in NBBL, baby. Let's go. All right. There's one more week for the record as well. I forgot to mention that. There is one more week. This is a shorter season of the NBBL, so there is one more battle that we have in the regular season, and then it's going into playoffs. So we're looking really good. We're looking really, really, really good. So thank you all so much for watching. I really, really hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you soon in the next video. Peace out, mates.